going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And today we're going to use the Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, and the Russell Wilson, Sierra situation as perfect examples of why I say you should not date people with kids if you don't have kids, okay? People with kids should date people with kids. People who don't have kids should find other people who don't have kids because it never works. And the reason it never works, and if you've been a follower of this channel for a while, you already know what I'm talking about, is because the only way you can successfully co-parent is if both parents are happy or if one parent is completely gone. Because what's not going to happen, and men and women both do this, what's not going to happen is one person moves on and they're married and they start a whole new family and the other person's single and they allow that family to thrive. They're not going to do that. They're going to throw a monkey wrench in it. They're going to disrupt it, okay? The only way that that situation will work is if the other person's completely gone, as in they don't have anything to do with the kids, as in they don't even know that you're happy, okay? 9 out of 10 times. Now, let's look at these examples we're using. Kanye West, perfect example of the baby father that I hate, okay? First of all, for those of you who don't know, Kanye West was the one who actually asked for the divorce for Kim Kardashian. Somehow, Kim Kardashian is being made to be the bad person in this situation because she's the hoe, she's the bird, she's all this stuff, which I've never understood why Kim Kardashian is labeled a bird when at the end of the day, we probably know about 8 people she slept with, okay? Most women I know done slept with about 30, 20 dudes, okay? But I digress. We know about 8 people she slept with, and there's a sex tape out that she monetized herself off of that she didn't even release, Ray J released, and actually made a song about it while she was married to Kanye. So he's the one who's pressed, but Kim gets all the backlash. But that's neither here nor there, okay? Kanye asked for the divorce, okay? Even though Kim stood by his crazy ass when he was talking all this nutso stuff, when he was going out doing all his bipolar things, when he was doing stupid stuff, like writing himself in on the presidential ballot in the last election when he was already on the presidential ballot because he already filed to run for presidency, but none of that's neither here nor there. He wanted a divorce. She gave him the divorce. There was no problem. Kanye was out here with all types of women, okay? He even said in Donda, and this is before Julia Fox even came, he even said in Donda that he couldn't stick to one chick. He was out here cheating before they even got divorced, okay? But everything was fine. There was no problems until what? Until Pete Davidson came around. Then as soon as Pete Davidson came around, what happened? What I told y'all was going to happen. Kanye's like, well, I'm not happy. I haven't replaced Kim. I haven't found that love yet, okay? Because he can slay as many women as he wants. And dudes can pretend that at the end of the day, Kanye as a man with multiple kids by woman really wants a family atmosphere still. See, Kanye did what dudes try to do all the time, which is I'm going to knock this chick up, then I get bored, okay? Because our natural urge as a man is to conquer multiple women. So he's like, okay, I got bored, so I could always come back to her. She done had like 2, 3, 4 of my kids. She ain't going nowhere. No one's going to want her. She's washed up. Y'all know the baby mama tropes. Nobody wants the baby mama. So he goes off thinking I'm going to smash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chicks, and then I'm going to get right back like Jay-Z would say. But the song cried out on him because Pete Davidson came in. Kim Kardashian may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, but at the end of the day, she takes care of herself and she got money, so she snapped back, bounced back like Ron Ball. Here comes Pete Davidson. Now all of a sudden, Kanye West got a problem. Oh, I don't want my black babies around Pete Davidson because Pete Davidson's weird. Listen, I've been a Kanye fan since way back in the day when he was making productions for Jay-Z and stuff before he even started rapping. And let me tell you something. Kanye is weird as hell. This the same dude who was sitting in the Super Bowl like this. But he's calling someone weird. You had the Super Bowl with something over your face. You can't even watch the game, okay? Then he's like, oh, well, she's having a party, and I wasn't invited to the party, and I should have been invited to the party. When you're throwing her own party, what the hell do you need to come to the party for when you're throwing her own party? Because it wasn't really about going to the party. He just wanted to go to that party because guess who? Pete Davidson was there. All this is about Pete Davidson to the point where he even says, hey, listen, man, I have no plans of stepping into what you're doing with your kids and blah, 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 and blase, blase. You got that? Okay, hopefully one day I can meet him, but I'm respecting your wishes. I'm staying out of it. And he leaked the text messages online, telling people to yell Kanye at him. Kim goes, yo, can you just leave him alone? You're creating a toxic environment. He leaks that online. These acting like, oh, well, this is new to me. I don't know what to do. You know not to do that. You're purposely being messy. See, what I don't like about baby dads of this generation is you can say what you want to say about the dudes in the 90s, but when they walked away, at least they walked away. You got to wonder which one's more toxic. Leaving your kids completely and they don't even know who the hell you are, or staying around and causing friction between the baby mother or the baby father the whole time. This is why I say you need to walk completely away or you need to go off somewhere and be happy and create your own family, okay? Because this situation is arguably worse than if you you just walked away completely because you're causing toxicity for no reason. Why are you stressing the man when he said he don't want to be around your kids and step up, and that way he won't even meet them until you're comfortable with? Then you call him Skeet Davis, and why would you want to diss somebody by calling him Skeet Davis when this is someone who's literally skeeting in your life? That doesn't even make sense. But again, prime example, what I'm talking about. Kanye's not happy, so Kim's not going to be allowed to be happy. Now all of a sudden, he's opposing her being legally single. Why is he doing that? Because he doesn't want her to move on. The goal wasn't for her to move on. The goal was, I'm going to go do my thing and I'm going to get right back, okay? Now we move on to Russell Wilson this year. As y'all all know, they went to a Super Bowl party. Future comes to the Super Bowl party. They leave the Super Bowl party. Now, you could make the argument, well, we don't know that they were leaving because of Future. Yeah, they just happened to coincidentally leave as soon as he showed up. Then dudes out here talking about, well, Future doesn't seem to be the dude who would go into a situation with Russell Wilson to cause a problem. You're talking about the same Future who went out and brought his son a Falcons jersey when the Seahawks lost in the playoffs. You're talking about the same Future who literally started the argument between Ray Ray and the educated lames, as they called them, when he said, literally verbatim, she don't even like him. She's just dealing with him because she wants something safe for me. And they started the whole hood dude versus educated lame argument. Future used to come at Russell Wilson all the time. Okay, literally all the time. To the point where, to an extent, I could kind of understand why Sierra might be like, you know what, he's here, let's leave the situation. But here's the damn problem. See, when you start a family with somebody else, there's always the chances they're going to be around. When baby Future plays his first basketball game, Future's going to want to be there. When he goes to high school, Future's going to want to be there. Graduate college, Future's going to want to be there. Has his first marriage, Future's going to want to be there. Gets his first big job, Future's going to want to be there. My point is, he's always going to be there. So now you got this constant toxic situation where you're trying to keep your new man away from your old man because there's been toxicness and pettiness going on, but you can't really do it because you got a permanent soul tie to this man because you had a child with him. Now y'all gotta leave a party. It's embarrassing for Russell Wilson because it's a bad look. Because at the end of the day, again, even though I might understand it, it's no reason why Future should be affecting your relationship enough that y'all can't chill at a Super Bowl party because he showed up. It's a bad look for Russell Wilson. I'm not telling Russell Wilson to fight. I understand. I have a career, so I understand you're not going to risk your career trying to prove a point or trying to be macho. But at the end of the day, you also don't want to look like a hoe and look like you're leaving, aka running away, aka avoiding conflict with another man. That's not a good look for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson got to take the L here, okay? Because Russell Wilson, at the end of the day, didn't have any kids with his ex-wife. So she's gone completely, which goes back to what I said before. If you're going to deal with someone, the other person needs to be gone completely. But because Sierra had Future's baby, they have a permanent soul tie that can never be broken. So Future and all his toxicity gets to come around and disrupt Russell Wilson's new family consistently whenever he wants to because she chose to have a kid with him. If Russell Wilson at least had a kid of his own and Sierra had to deal with this on some level, it would be even. But he doesn't have any kids, so she doesn't. Same thing with Pete Davidson. If he had a kid of his own and Kim had to deal with this on some level, it would be even. But he doesn't. So instead, it's just Pete and Russell having to deal with the BS because they didn't have kids by anyone else. See, sometimes it's not even the single mother's fault of why I say you shouldn't date single mothers. It's not even the people with kids' fault of why I say you shouldn't date people with kids. It's just the situation as it is. All of this is why you shouldn't date people with kids. Now Russell Wilson is embarrassed. Now Pete Davidson is a mess. Now we got all this toxicity going on. All this toxicity is going on because at the end of the day, Future is not happy. He don't got his own family. He's not all the way moved on. He still feels the way. Y'all can pretend he doesn't, but he does. Same thing with Kanye West. He thought he was going to get right back. She trying to move on. He doesn't want to allow it to happen. None of this happens if they're not dating people who have kids. This is why I say don't date people who have kids if you don't have kids. It's never going to be even. It's never going to be fair. It kind of doesn't even matter how hard the opposite person works. As long as that spouse is around and they trying to co-parent, like I said, they're single, it ain't going to work. They need to be gone or they need to be in a relationship or you just shouldn't do it. I'm Alex and I'm out. Peace.